Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I am Monet and you're watching Life is Monet. And it is time to pick our April TBR. 9. We have 9 books to choose. So 9 books to read in the month of April. Sounds like I'm gonna be listening to quite a few audiobooks, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to do at least 1 physical a week and 1 audio a week, and I should be able to do that. I should be able to do 9. We're going in for pool number 1. Reread a book you didn't like. You want me to reread a book I didn't like? Who the put that in there? For that prompt, I'm going to go with Remote Control, which is a book that I tried to read a year ago, or maybe a little over a year ago. And I think I read like 40 or something pages, and something about it just was not working for me. I was uninterested and I felt nothing, and I was just like, yeah, this book is not for me at all. And so I DNF'd it and never thought about it since. So I am going to be attempting to reread Remote Control and see if maybe it can work for me the second time around. We're essentially following a younger girl. She has an animal companion and her touch is death, and she is like the adoptive child of the angel of death. And that is essentially as far as I got into the book. I didn't really get into like the full plot of it, so I couldn't even tell you where we go from there. Going in for the second pull, a book that is inspired by a mythology. Okay, I have plenty of those. For that prompt, I'm going to be picking up Circe, which is inspired by the witch that appeared in the Greek epic poem of the Odyssey. And yeah, this is a really beloved book. I've only read 1 other book by Madeline Miller, and that was The Song of Achilles. And I think I gave it 3. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It was okay, but I'm interested to see if Circe will be the book that I connect with more than I did with The Song of Achilles. Going in for prompt number 3. A book that you purchased based upon a review. For that prompt, I have selected The Tethered Mage. I purchased this book because Jessie May did a try a chapter tag on her channel I think last year, towards the end of last year, and this book kind of won the try a chapter experiment that she did, and then she ended up reading the book and enjoying it, and so that literally was what compelled me to pick this book up and to try a chapter and to see if I was going to continue reading it. So I have Jessie to thank for me owning this book. We're following 2 unlikely heroes who are both trying to avoid being conscripted into this army to fight this war, and hopefully I enjoyed this book the same way that Jessie did, because I only own it because of her. Going in for pool number 4. Try to get to the bottom, see what's waiting down there. A book with strong family ties. For that prompt, I'm going to go with Lost in the Neverwoods. This is a Peter Pan retelling, and we will follow Wendy, who went into the woods one day with her brothers, and she comes out with no memory at all and without her brothers, and she is determined to figure out where her brothers are and what happened to them. So a sister on the hunt for her missing brothers is the definition, I guess, of family ties. Pool number 5. Brent Weeks. I have the entire bind up of the Night Angel trilogy, and book 1 is titled The Way of Shadows, and so I will be reading book 1 of the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks because I own 2 full series from him, and that's why I put his name in the jar, so that I can make sure that I get around to it. So look at me doing what I set out to do. So we have a little bit of like an assassin's apprentice situation where someone is being trained to become the next like all-powerful, all-skillful assassin. Pool number 6. A book with yellow on the cover. For For that prompt, I have selected Recursion by Blake Crouch, which is a psychological thriller. In New York City, we're following a cop named Barry Sutton, and he is learning as he investigates the devastating phenomenon the media has dubbed false memory syndrome, a mysterious affliction that drives its victims mad with memories of a life they never lived. That's what neuroscientist Helena Smith believes. It's why she's dedicated her life to creating a technology that will let us preserve our most precious memories. If she succeeds, anyone will be able to re-experience a first kiss, the birth of a child, the final moment with a dying parent. As Barry searches for the truth, he comes face to face with an opponent more terrifying than any disease, a force that attacks not just our minds, but the very fabric of the past. And as its effects begin to unmake the world as we know it, only he and Helena working together will stand a chance at defeating it. But how can they make a stand when reality itself is shifting and crumbling all around them? This is a relentless page turner, an intricate science fiction puzzle box about time, identity, and memory. Sounds like a fun time. It is very bright, very yellow, and it fits in our prompt. And it's been a while since I read a psychological thriller, and I usually do enjoy them. So I'm actually excited for this one. Going in for poll number 7. Break up this little pile of papers we have here. This prompt says a YA fantasy, which would be Lost in the Neverwoods. Can I double up? For that prompt, I'm going to use to pick up The Raven Boys, finally, which is a YA fantasy series I have been attempting to read, and it was on my year-long list of YA books I want to get to, so this ends up working out perfectly. 2 more prompts to pull. Second to last one is a book with a protagonist who is different from you. It could be a different gender, ethnicity, sexuality, etc. For that prompt, I'm going to pick up the first book in the Murderbot series, which is All Systems Red. And this is from the perspective of an AI. So literally different from me in every single aspect. This is an extremely popular sci-fi novella series, and I don't know much about it. I just always hear people talk about Murderbot and how Murderbot is very antisocial and doesn't want to do anything that's really expected of it. It really just wants to be left alone. So hopefully at the end of this book, I will have some type of understanding of what the plot is actually about, or what it is Murderbot actually wants to do. Going in for our last prompt, I have a friend pick. I'm going to dial up a friend and have one of them help me pick a book. One of the prompts that I pulled was a friend pick, so I need a friend to pick a book. I'm making the channel debut. Let's go.
Friends pick. What are the vibes?
Whatever you want. You're the friend. You're picking the book.
Do you have Atlas 6?
I do have the Atlas 6.
You know what? There you go.
Alrighty. I'm going to be reading the Atlas 6. Thank you. So this is our TBR for the month of April. We're going to be reading Recursion, Circe, Book 1 in the Night Angel series, the Atlas 6, Lost in the Neverwoods, The Tethered Mage, The Raven Boys, and then 2 novellas. One is Remote Control, and the second one is All Systems Red. Thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.